Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you, depending where you are in the world. It's my nighttime devotion. We are reading from the devotional Lift Him Up. The title today is Moral Powers to be Tested. The scripture reading comes from Psalm 144 verse 12. Our sons in their youth will be like well-nurtured plants, and our daughters will be like pillars carved to adorn a palace. The disposition and habits of youth will be very likely to be manifested in mature manhood. You may bend a young tree into almost any shape that you choose, and if it remains and grows as you have bent it, it will be a deformed tree and will ever tell of the injury and abuse received at your hand. You may, after years of growth, try to straighten the tree, but all your efforts will prove unavailing. It will ever be a crooked tree. This is the case with the minds of the youth. They should be carefully and tenderly trained in childhood. They may be trained in the right direction or the wrong, and in their future lives they will pursue the course in which they were directed in their youth. The habits formed in youth will grow with the growth and strengthen with the strength, and will generally be the same in afterlife, only continually growing stronger. We're living in an age when almost everything is superficial. There is but little stability and firmness of character, because the training and education of children from their cradle is superficial. Their characters are built upon sliding sand. Self-denial and self-control have not been moulded into their characters. They've been petted and indulged until they are spoiled for practical life. The love of pleasure controls minds, and children are flattered and indulged to their ruin. Children should be so trained and educated that they will expect temptations and calculate to meet difficulties and dangers. They should be taught to have control over themselves and to nobly overcome difficulties. And if they do not willfully rush into danger and needlessly place themselves in the way of temptation, if they shun evil influences and vicious society, and then are unavoidably compelled to be in dangerous company, they will have strength of character to stand for the right and persevere principle, and will come forth in the strength of God with their morals untainted. If youth who have been properly educated make God their trust, their moral powers will stand the most powerful test. If parents could be aroused to a sense of the fearful responsibility which rests upon them in the work of educating their children, more of their time would be devoted to prayer and less to needless display. They would reflect and study and pray earnestly to God for wisdom and divine aid to so train their children that they may develop characters that God will approve. Their anxiety would not be to know how they can educate their children so that they will be praised and honoured of the world, but how they can educate them to form beautiful characters that God can approve. Train up a child in the way they should go. And when they grow old, they will not stray from it. Give them good foundation to grow on. Teach them when they're young. And that foundation will never disappear. And they'll always have that to fall back on. The habits formed in youth will grow with the growth. It will grow as they grow. The habits will strengthen as they strengthen. And it will generally be the same as they get older. And it will get stronger. So those habits they learn as children need to be good habits to continue through their life. Bad habits breed bad habits. Bad habits breed badder habits. Yeah, I know that's not a word, but there you go. The longer you do something that's not good, the harder it is to shun it. I'm preaching to myself as well. Uphill struggle, but you can overcome by His grace.